So, are you guys ready for the theme reveal? This is going to happen. You can use. There you go. Gonna put some emojis on the channel chat that we have here for the Legacy Jam General. So we've been teasing this for a few days now since the beginning of this week. And in case you haven't figured out the teasers, which were, I believe, quite quite vague this time, I would say, not like the previous time. It was a bit easier to figure out, and we also like teased the theme beforehand. The theme for this Totem Legacy Gem is new mythology. So we have like four different gods of four different mythologies here. We have Amaterasu from the Japanese mythology. We have Zeus from the Greek mythology, obviously. Osiris from the Egyptian mythology, and Pele from the Oceanian mythology. And we want you guys to create a new mythology of interconnected experiences that are all tied to the myths of our like different cultures and paths. So essentially, every team in the Totem Legacy Gem this time is going to create a game around one mythology, one existing mythology, one mythology that's tied to any culture essentially that you want. This can be an existing mythological story, a newly invented one, or the mythology world as a whole. So you can go wild with it. You can decide how you want to interpret this concept. And you will see that with the legacy gem, what we saw last time is once like one team or two teams are going to come up with a concept, it'll be easier for you to sort of figure out what you want to do based on their legacy event. So this is why we're kind of going for abstract concepts with this one. So the games will publish legacy events to be read by other games, and you can decide how to interpret legacy events from other games in your game and make it cool, right? You do something amazing. If you want to have a game about Sisyphus, like we saw, like on Edge.io, they got pretty popular in the past few weeks. Where in one game you're just pushing this boulder. What happens if you actually manage to reach to the top of the mountain? Maybe in the Aztec mythology, right? How it's gonna differ. So here are some examples of like the more popular mythologies of the world. But if you go to Wikipedia, to the mythology section, there are lots and lots and lots of mythologies tied to different parts of the world. So you can choose essentially one of those. Maybe find an interesting story or a different concept that you wanna research and go into, and build your games around that. So I know we have some teams that are already formed and want to start working. So you can already start thinking about those concepts. And there are some people who are currently looking for teams. So you can like use the general chat that we have, the general channel, maybe to pitch your own ideas and maybe form a team around it. So now let's talk about the timeline, because this is basically this was the theme review. So we're currently in the keynote. We'll be splitting into teams to start brainstorming right after this event. And tomorrow, we're going to have a Unity plugin integration session. So our platform supports open, like essentially it's all open source, so anyone can build with it. Right now, we have a Unity plugin that anyone can implement into their Unity projects. It's fairly simple to do, but we want to make sure that everybody manages to do this by the end of tomorrow. So we're actually going to have a session in around like 24, 25 hours from now, where we'll explain in detail and in depth how this works. Also do a short demonstration right after this, right after the timeline, but just know that tomorrow we're going to have this event. So if you're a developer in the game jam, make sure to join this session, this Unity plugin integration session. And we have the event on the server right now, so you can like click on interested to make sure you don't miss it. Yeah, so by tomorrow, essentially, and I think the timeline here actually makes no sense. So you probably won't be able to do it until 4 p.m. UTC. But the results of tomorrow, or maybe 2 days from now, is a basic gameplay loop with integrated plugin and legacy events already broadcasted and interpreted. Then we're going to have essentially the remainder of the week dedicated to development, publishing and reading legacy events from other games, and polish. And the results is on July the 31st by 4 p.m. UTC. You're going to have your final product released on itch.io. So put it in your calendars. Don't forget it. Don't miss this deadline. This is the submission deadline, the official submission deadline of the Game Jam. Like beyond this time, you won't be able to put your games on itch. So I actually recommend to go ahead and create an itch.io page as soon as possible. Maybe already put like a build or something in there so that you always have something ready. Um, yeah, and after the event. So after the event, we're going to have like team presentations. We need to decide on the schedule for this one, exactly when it's going to happen. But we're going to have some team presentations, so the different teams will show what they've been making in the course of the game jam. We have a 1 week voting period in which the community and anyone will be able to vote for the different games based on the gameplay, how they look, how the interpretation of the legacy events are, and we'll do together like a social media push to make sure that everyone in the world can see the games and play them and see this new cool concept of games that are interconnected through the legacy events that we put in our platform. So I want to talk about a little bit about legacy events just to explain, because I've mentioned this quite a few times already, and this is a core, one of the two primitives that we're using in Totem to give players what we call a persistent virtual identity, a way to actually experience these worlds as a cohesive kind of experience. So Totem assets have this memory element to them. And this memory element is essentially like a log of different events, different encounters, and different things that happened to the players, and more specifically to their assets inside the different games on the Totem platform. And this is what ties the different game experiences together. So I want to do like a very quick presentation of the plugin that we have, just so that you understand what it actually means. And I'll also show you our Explorer, our website Explorer, that shows also like the different assets and the different legacy events. So I'll stop my streaming for now, and I'll move into Unity. And I'll share my screen I'll just do share screen for now, so you can see everything. So essentially, if you can see my Unity screen right now, this is a project that's available to everyone, right? So if you go to Unity, create a new project, and then you use the materials channel that we have, you'll be able to find the Unity plugin, and you'll see how exactly you can integrate it. Essentially, it's a plugin that you can install via the package manager. So you go here, you put like the Git URL for the project, and you have it in your project. It's very simple to integrate, and you'll be able to also import this sample scene, this sample demo that you'll be able to use. So basically, it's this package right here. You can see all of the details. This is how you install it. So you basically take this, put it in the package manager, you import the Totem Legacy Jam demo, and then you get this. You get this scene, which essentially, I just want to show you how it works exactly. So right now, I'm going to log in through my own Totem user, and you'll see that I just click login, the Google login button here, and then I can choose my own account. And you can see here that I have two different avatars. These are essentially their properties, because one of the core concepts of Totem is that those avatars have different properties. We're not going to be using them for this game jam, but on the right-hand side, you can see different legacy events. They're currently marked as achievements. And you can see different events from different games. So, for example, Prehistory is the Proto Run game that we had in the previous game jam. Renaissance is the Renaissance game that we have from the previous game jam. Future is a different game. Industrial. So all of those, and Island Ambush is one actually for grant applicants. So you can see that I already have quite a few legacy events since I've been playing and testing all of those games. And this scene specifically is tied to a game ID that's called Totem Dem. So you'll be able to insert your game ID here, which you'll be assigned upon, split into groups and choosing a game. And then what you can do is create essentially create a new log, a new event. So if I do right now, you can see I have data 0 for the Totem demo game. If I do add 1, it's now going to be changed to 1. If I do add 1 again, it's now 2. I can reset it, but I can never delete legacy events. So those are immutable. Those remain for the end of times, essentially. So anything happens to you in the game is persistent. You can also change it to something like 55, for example. And this is now changed for my avatar, and every single game can access this data and decide how they want to interpret it. So basically, what I'm going to show you now is the Totem Explorer website that we have, which is also available to you via the materials channel. Here you can see I'm already logged in through my user, and you'll be able to log in with your users as well. And what you can see here, I'll just click sign in again and sign in through Google. What you'll be able to see is basically the different assets that I own. And any one of you, once you log in, you'll be able to see a bunch of assets. So I have like a bunch of spear weapons that are not relevant for the legacy gem because we're only going to use the like the avatar. But for example, if I go here right now, you can see Totem demo, and you can see the data of 55 that I just put. So this is persistent. This is something that anyone can access, and hopefully, like if you're developers and you're watching the stream, you understand what it means and how you're going to be able to use it. We're going to have this session that explains all of it and how to exactly integrate it tomorrow in around like 24 and a half hours from now. But for now, just know this is the basic thing you're going to be using is this Unity plugin. I'm going to get back to the slideshow now. So let me know if this is visible. Are we good? We're back. Cool. So a word about communication. So in a few moments, we'll be splitting into teams, and please use the Find a Team channel, which I've been noting you about for the past week or so. Use the Find a Team, put your names out there, introduce yourselves, and state what role you wish to take. Once you have a full team, please send me a message with the Discord names of the team members and your chosen mythology. And feel free to add Legacy Gem support. We have a bunch of people who will be helping you with implementation, specifically of the Unity plugin, if you need any help, and we'll make sure someone is sending to you. Some special thanks. So thank you for the builders who helped create this Unity plugin, Snir, Sharist, and Sergey Feitan. Thank you for creating this. Akoval for the AWS deployment, Michal for the Gem branding and art, and our supporters, the technical supporters. So we have Banana Dave, we have Feitan and Judge for helping the teams in the implementation of everything. And another word about community. We're all here to create something very unique, very special, and very cool, I think. And for some of us, this can be a new experience. I know for a fact there are quite a few newcomers to game jams in the event. So I urge you, I request from you to please be respectful and mindful of each other. We all want this to be a safe and welcome experience for everybody. So just be mindful of that. And with that in mind, let's get jamming. This is it for the Keynote event. Thank you all. Thank you to GameHub for creating this physical event and inviting me. I gave like a short lecture of how to like do game jams a bit earlier today, and we had this keynote here. We have quite like around 10 people or so I think here who are going to start working on games. So that's it pretty much. And if you have anything else to say, any questions or something like that, feel free to use the dedicated channels. We have 4 channels for the Legacy Jam. So we have the Join the Jam channel, which will be available until everybody's has like their different teams. We have the Legacy Jam General, where you can just discuss everything. Legacy Jam Materials, where all the materials will be available, including this presentation that I just showed you, and the Jam Support, so in case you need any help for that. And we also are thinking about creating some channels for the different teams. So if you already have a team and you know what kind of mythology or story you wanna build a game based on it, let me know, and we can create a channel for you so that you can discuss the different ideas, maybe with your team and with other teams as well. Just add me through Discord with a direct message, and I'll make sure this happens. That's it. Thank you all for coming.
Idan, a quick question for me. Last game jam, we tried to have a kind of a voting mechanism to choose like a winning game in some categories, and there was not a lot of input for that. Do we plan to try to do the same this jam or not? Like, do you have a specific plan for that?
Yeah, so I already mentioned that we're going to have a voting period. Last time there wasn't that much engaging with the voting, but I think this time, if people are making sure just to share what they're creating, talking, we can engage with the community and make sure more people are voting and being involved in this. We just weren't on top of this last time, but I think this time we should be able to do it. The voting period is also going to be longer a little bit. All right, anything else? Cool, perfect. So again, thank you all for coming, and see you around. I'm gonna stay here for a while. So if you have any questions or any thoughts, the people here in the physical site are going to start thinking, I think, about different concepts and ideas. Make sure you have a team using the Join the Jam channel. I'll change its name just to find a team now. Yeah, let's have fun.